All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the other side of the coin and welcome to your latest in Chelsea news. If you've missed out on the earlier stream, do check that out where we talked a lot about Ruben Amorim and Enzo Maresca potentially having an interview at Chelsea Football Club. And we talked about a whole heap of other stuff as well. So do check that stream out earlier on today. But, ladies and gentlemen, now we are going to talk about all the latest news that has happened since that particular stream, and it's somewhat looking good from my perspective. Do you know what I mean? From my personal opinion, I don't know. I think a lot of you guys might fancy this particular manager. Look, for me, ladies and gentlemen, I'll be absolutely honest with you. If we want to redeem ourselves, if we want these owners to finally get a manager and stick by him, for me, it is Roberto De Zerbi. 100% it's Roberto De Zerbi. Out of the managers that's available, out of the modern day managers that we're seeking, this is the new fetish at the moment. Everyone wants a modern day manager, and that's fine. I understand it. I get it. But you need to get the right personnel. You need to get the right person that actually has some level of experience at the highest order. And Roberto De Zerbi is someone who has that, not just excuse me, not just the Premier League experience that he has right now, but also from his Serie A days with Sassuolo. There is so many pundits, so many ex-players, so many people in the industry that think so highly of Roberto De Zerbi. You would have seen recently a video of Thiago Silva, I guess, trying to understand the managerial side of the game. And he had the book of Roberto De Zerbi in front of him. You guys would have seen the clip of Kevin Prince Boateng in Rio Ferdinand's channel where he talks so highly about Roberto De Zerbi. I can honestly tell you, like, I'm someone who watches Brighton quite often. I enjoy actually watching Brighton. And I know one of the biggest issues that people have with Brighton is, apparently he's one-dimensional. It's just the one structure. I don't understand that. I really don't understand what they mean when they say it's just the one style, it's just the one system. I have seen Brighton make fast counter-attacking breaks. I have seen Brighton play direct football as well when needed. I have seen Brighton switch flanks and play those diagonal balls on a regular basis. I have seen Brighton seamlessly build up as well. I have seen in certain matches where Brighton has opened up low blocks too with their beautiful passing sequences. So what do you actually mean by one-dimensional? Yes, of course, he has one particular style, which is what he stays true with, is possession-based control, building up from the back. He will build up regardless of how relentless the opposition press is. I know sometimes, that there'll be people that say, but that's what gets him into trouble in building up. When the opposition is pressing so much, there are sometimes just go long. No, he stays true to his way of football, which is he actually enjoys the fact that the opposition presses. There is many times he's been quoted, not just from himself, but by others as well. He enjoys the fact that the opposition presses because he can then beat them when they press with the passing, and then attack in the final third when their defense is wide open. So look, I get it. There have been many instances this season where Brighton has been slapped up, and that seems to be a huge concern for Chelsea fans. All I'm going to say is that when you watch them, a lot of the mistakes happen because the lack of quality. You've got Lewis Dunk, who on a regular basis makes mistake. You've got Van Heck, who makes mistake. You've got Webster, who makes mistakes. You've got the goalkeeper at times who makes mistakes. If you somewhat have a little bit more quality than that and still instill the same philosophy, I'm sure those mistakes would be eradicated. I'm sure. Defenders that we have, and if we truly believe they're good defenders, some of you guys believe that Buddy Shield is a very good defender. Some of you guys believe that Wesley Fofana is a good defender. Some of you guys believe that Levi Colwell is a good defender. And of course, we're going to add to it. We're looking for a defender anyway. If we add the right personnel, someone who's robust, someone who's very good 1v1 defending. And that's the type of football that Roberto De Zerbi plays. He does rely on 1v1 all across the field. So from a 1v1 perspective, tactically and technically, you have to be up for it. And from a physical standpoint as well, of course, you have to be able to be up for it. And there's so many players that he's already, worked with that we have at Chelsea Football Club. Caicedo, it looks like a shadow of a player that he was at Brighton under Roberto De Zerbi. And that's it's not even a discussion. Caicedo has finished off this season at Chelsea well, but we've seen the level of midfield passing sequences that Caicedo was capable of under Roberto De Zerbi. And not to say that his defensive attributes were demeaned. No, defensively he was very strong as well. We've seen Levi Colwill play really well in that LCB position under Roberto De Zerbi. De Zerbi's worked with Mudryk previously as well. De Zerbi has said Mudryk is a very good player. He can do a lot of damage with Mudryk. He even deemed him as a Ballon d'Or winner in the future. Probably won't go that far yet, but it's a particular manager that believes in that player. He's worked with a lot of the staff from Brighton. Paul Winstanley. I think there's another particular person, Sam Jewell, who's from Brighton as well. Correct me if I'm wrong. I'm pretty sure he's from Brighton. So he knows. Robert Sanchez, our second keeper. Not much to talk about Robert Sanchez. He probably needs to go. We need a better goalkeeper if we get someone like Roberto De Zerbi. For me, ladies and gentlemen, this is the manager that you get and you stick by. Yes, you still demand to come top four. We've got standards, but this is not a manager that you go, if we don't get the top four, then that's it. Next season, you're sacked as well. No, you back him. You stay honest with him. You stay patient with him, and you let him build. Because this is honestly one of the best managers out there at the moment. Hands down. From a tactical point of view, from a charismatic point of view, someone who can connect with the fans, this is it. I'm telling you right now. So, ladies and gentlemen, let me know your thoughts. Let's go through the news and see what's going on. For me, this makes sense. And honestly, our owners will have to pull their finger out of their backside. You're not going to be getting someone like Roberto De Zerbi and just expect him to just stay quiet. He will talk his mind. And I think that's fine if you can just compromise and understand each other. You talk about collaboration. It can't be one-way street. It has to be a collaboration. He can work with young players, but at the same time, you can't just, have a plethora of young players for him. You have to bring in some level of balance as well. And that's not just with Roberto De Zerbi. That goes with everyone. Chelsea yet to rule out a move for Roberto De Zerbi. He is considered an outlier in the race, but Chelsea have not ruled him out. This is coming from Matt Law. A lot of people are talking about that perhaps it's all a smokescreen with all these other managers. Ultimately, Chelsea will get Roberto De Zerbi. Apparently, a Premier League team has already paid the compensation release clause to Brighton. And a lot of people think it's Chelsea Football Club that's done that because everything is kind of set up. Like, if we talk about getting the best out of our midfield as well, with the likes of Caicedo, Enzo Fernandez, and Romeo Lavia, I fully expect Gallagher to be sold. Then this is the guy. This is the guy that loves the midfield technicians. Enzo Fernandez will thrive in his system. Caicedo will thrive in his system. Romeo Lavia will thrive in his system. Cole Palmer will actually enjoy the intricate footballing ideologies that this brother brings. Every player, I'm pretty certain, will develop and reach a different level. I have no doubts about that. Absolutely no doubts about that. De Zerbi would have to demonstrate that he could work within Chelsea's club structure with sporting directors Paul Winstanley and Laurence Stewart to stand any chance of getting the job ahead of Maresca, McKenna and Frank. And this is the big topic. Can he work together? Or is he going to be going out there and running his mouth, which he did with Brighton? Recently, we saw what he had to say about Brighton in the press conference, saying Brighton, they need to bring in a few more experienced players. They need to show a lot more ambition. His ambition needs to match with Brighton. These sort of things, if you come at Chelsea and talk about, you could fall into a little bit of trouble. But at the same time, he's worked previously with Paul Winstanley, so maybe this can be done. Just maybe this can be done. So let's see, ladies and gentlemen, what happens. Compensation, buyout, these are the numbers that's floating around. Maresca, you're going to have to pay 10 million for Maresca. Thomas Frank, around 3 million. Kieran McKenna, around 5 million. Zerbi, 5 million, we already know. And apparently someone has already paid that. Some more news in regards to other managers. By the way, Erik ten Hag, he's apparently going to be sacked after the FA Cup match tomorrow. So Man United are going to be in the market for managers, and there's a lot of managers in their shortlist that's common with us. And one of them is Kieran McKenna is waiting on his number one choice, Man United. So look, I'm more than happy if Man United get Kieran McKenna. If we can land Roberto De Zerbi, please take Kieran McKenna by all means. Ipswich Town majority shareholder Ed Schwartz in UK for talks with CEO Mark Ashton and Kieran McKenna over proposed new deal for McKenna. Hope is a lucrative offer may convince him to stay. So, look, if we can get away from this Kieran McKenna, brother, I'm absolutely fine with it. So, ladies and gentlemen, let me know your thoughts about the managerial situation. Xavi has also been sacked by Barcelona. It'll be his final match, the next upcoming match for Barcelona. And a lot of people are talking about Xavi to Chelsea as well. There's no proper links or, legitimate links towards Xavi, but he's another manager. Honestly, as a close second to Roberto De Zerbi, I would definitely entertain, because he also has a very, very good footballing philosophy and a footballing system that concentrates towards control of the game. Now, next up, ladies and gentlemen, big news, Michael Olise. I've been telling you guys recently, I would love this particular baller at Chelsea Football Club. 100% he is a game changer if we can get him, and he's an upgrade to anyone on that right side. Anyone on that right side. Now you can say, okay, well, what about Cole Palmer? Cole Palmer can play in central locations as well, and they can interchange. Olise can play central locations as well as a number 10. But I'm not going to miss out on Olise because but what about Madueke? What about Angelo Gabriel? What about Omari Hutchinson? What about all the other youngsters like Estevar Willian and Kendry Price? No, I'm not about the whatabouts. If we have an opportunity to get someone like him who's got ample Premier League experience, young, flair player, an abundance of talent, I'm getting someone like Olise. Because right now, I need to focus on the present situation. I can't think about the future. And this guy, for me, is a game changer. And if we can prize him away from Crystal Palace, that will be sensational. We were linked with him last summer. It didn't materialize. And if we can land him this summer, get Roberto De Zerbi, we are cooking. But he's also linked with Man United, ladies and gentlemen. But for me, I tend to think that, and I know a lot of people will say he's a Man United fan. Look, I don't care about the fan business thing. Lots of players are fans of other clubs. That don't mean diddly squat to me. But if you look at from a attractive club to go to right now, Chelsea most likely will make it into Europa League. Hopefully, Man United gets slapped up in the FA Cup. We make it into Europa League, and that's European football for us. We have gone through, I feel, hopefully the next managerial position will be one that we can stay true with, and I'm hoping it's Roberto De Zerbi. So I'm hoping we've gone through the turbulence for the time being, all the nonsense stuff that has happened. If we still continue doing nonsense, well then all my issues with the owners and board will continue. But I'm hoping from a team standpoint, we're at a far better place than Man United, who are in turmoil everywhere. They need to go through an entire exodus of their team, just the way we did last summer. There's a lot of players in their football club that don't want to be there. They need to get rid of all of them out. They need to get a manager. They need to gel again. They will probably have a similar season next season the way we had this season. They'll need to restart again. And they won't have Europe. So for me, if you're Michael Olise, Chelsea should be a little bit more attractive than going to Man United. And don't forget, Joe Shields, very, very heavily linked with Olise. Joe Shield's the one who was pushing Olise to us last summer. So I would be absolutely over the moon. Chelsea and Manchester United are the two clubs pushing for Michael Olise this summer. So this is coming from Fabrizio Romano. There's two teams, and that's it. I like the fact that there's no multiple other teams. Hopefully we can trump Man United and get this particular player. And there's some rumors. Apparently we have got this player already. Secret Scout is one of them that is sprouting that vibe, I suppose. Secret Scout on Twitter. Mirror exclusive: Chelsea are set to make a move to sign Michael Olise despite the manager, with Blues fearful of missing out. Yeah, no, this is one you should be fearful of missing out. He is damn good. We've seen the quality at Crystal Palace. We've seen recently under Oliver Glasner how sensational he's been. So, yeah, for me, this is a player that I don't think you have to break the bank in terms of wages. I'm not really sure how much he's on in Crystal Palace, but I don't think he'll be on a lot. And I think you can probably still cap him for around 150k at Chelsea. If you have to give him a little bit more than 150k, I don't think that's gonna turn Olise down. I think he'll be more than happy with that. And also, I think his release clause is somewhere around £40 million. Correct me once again. So it's a reasonable task for Chelsea Football Club to get this done. Last but not least, Chelsea still want Olise. They will have to sell one of Madueke, Mudryk, or Sterling. I'm happy. This coming from the Secret Scout. I've got no issues with selling any of those brothers, Madueke, Mudryk, or Sterling. Got no issues. I know if Roberto De Zerbi comes, and why would you want to get rid of Mudryk, someone who he has worked with previously? No problems, you can keep him. But players like Sterling, Madueke, with all respect, I'm not sitting here and disrespecting them. I'll wish them best of luck for future endeavors. Olise is 100% an upgrade to all of those names over there. All of those names. And Olise can play anywhere in the front three. Doesn't necessarily have to play in the right side. I've seen him play on the left side as well. He can drift anywhere in the front three. He can come into central areas, just behind a striker. He's just a tremendous, phenomenal player, honestly. So, ladies and gentlemen, I am all for that indeed. Now, let's have a look at what else is going on before we wrap things up, just in case there's any news that might have dropped. No, nothing in PYS. Let's have a look at Chelsea Dodgers. Happy birthday to Chelsea Dodgers. No, nothing new there. So, yeah, ladies and gentlemen, let me know your thoughts about Roberto De Zerbi. Let me know your thoughts about Michael Olise. These are the two important news that's circulating around. Smash the like button if you're here for the first time. Subscribe, hit the bell notification to stay in touch with all my content. Till next time, everyone. Take care. See ya. Bye.